Israel is using propaganda to do exactly what the US did to Iraq in 2003. The US pushed propaganda to convince Americans and the West as a whole that Iraq has these weapons of mass destruction and that there are these barbarians causing mayhem in Iraq and we have to go free them. That if we don't go and dismantle these weapons, they're going to try to take over the world. We have to free these civilians and teach them what freedom is, and basically tried to bomb democracy into these people, killing more than 300,000 Iraqis. And some actually estimate way more deaths. They pushed so much propaganda to Americans that they literally had American citizens cheering on these soldiers massacring Iraqis in the thousands, all in the name of freedom, democracy, and world peace, when they actually invaded Iraq simply for their own benefit. Through propaganda and false claims, they manipulated the American population. Now, Israel is using propaganda to do the exact same thing to Palestinians and Gaza. They are pushing propaganda hard right now, manipulating Israelis, these Jewish settlers, and the West to justify decimating Gaza and exterminating the Palestinians there, convincing the masses that carpet bombing these people is necessary. Now, the what of Israel's propaganda is that Gaza is overrun with terrorists, with barbarians, trying to convince people that these terrorists are bad not only for Israelis, but even for the Palestinians themselves, that they're even killing their own kind and using children as human shields. Now that's the what of their agenda. The proof of the what, that these people truly are barbarians, this is what we're seeing them push really hard right now. Baseless claims that these barbaric Palestinians are beheading Israeli babies, raping Israeli women, mutilating the dead bodies of Israeli civilians, when there has been zero proof of any of these claims. In fact, most of these claims were retracted, even by the Israeli military. Zero evidence out there, but it supports their agenda to villainize Palestinians and make them look like the animals. That's why we now have everyone and their mom on social media saying, how can people support Palestine? These people who are doing X, Y, and Z to innocent civilians. Like, we have to get rid of them. These people are literally brainwashed to view Palestinians as the enemy. And it's crazy because even if you just look at their wording, like when you see the comments from these people or the posts on Twitter, they all use the same verbiage. They use the same language. Oh, so you support beheading, rape, and mutilation of dead bodies. What? Number of times I've gotten that exact same comment from different people. That is how hardcore the propaganda has gotten to these people's brains, that they're starting to literally talk the exact same way. All these Zionist influencers on social media, at the end of their videos, what do they all say? They all say the same thing, that the objective of these Palestinians is to spread Sharia and jihad and take over the world, and that if Israel lets them take over Israel, then they're coming for you next. Literally, all of their videos that I've seen, they end with that phrase. They're gonna come for you next. What? I just wanna see the script. Is it a Google Doc, an Excel sheet? So back to their agenda, Israel convinces people of the what, that Palestinians are barbarians. The proof of the what, that they do X, Y, and Z to innocent Israeli civilians. Now, what's the call to action? What are we gonna do about these barbarians? We are going to carpet bomb them and kill off all the terrorists there. And through that, we will obtain freedom and peace in the Middle East. In the same way that Americans cheered on the US government and the US military, now Zionists and Jewish settlers are cheering on the Israeli military to decimate and flatten Gaza, saying things like, let's make Gaza a parking lot. They are literally cheering on a genocide of Palestinian people. In 2 million people, they're saying, get rid of all of them. Israel has blocked these Palestinians in Gaza. They can't leave. They're carpet bombing them, cut off electricity, water supply, food supply, and medical supply. And we have people out here saying, that's not enough. We need to go harder on them. How satanic are these people? As I always mention, Israel has massive funds to utilize for propaganda. They are a propaganda machine. They have their paid puppets to help push this agenda, this propaganda. All these celebrities posting, I stand with Israel. All these politicians telling Israel to go at him. Friggin' Biden, the president of the United States, broadcasting that he himself has seen the pictures of the Israeli babies beheaded, even after it was proven that that claim is false. Even though it's known it's false, they know the power that just stating that, they know the power that that has. They know that even if it's false, just saying it will plant the idea in American minds that Palestinians are barbarians. They already have their propaganda ads running on YouTube. This specific ad running before children videos. Video titled, "Babies can't read the text in this video, but their parents can." Like, look at, what? What in the Hunger Games? What dystopia are we in? What is this? And the thing is, people are falling for this. They genuinely believe this. Instead of using critical thinking skills, they go running to believe everything that the Israeli government says. Now, the important thing is that we do not get distracted by all of this. We don't let all these people falling for the trap push us to lose our motivation to keep talking about Palestine. Because the thing is, they're always going to be making these kinds of claims. This is nothing new. They've done this in the past plenty of times. Their propaganda is a constant. But we lose the moment we stop talking. The moment that you stop sharing and you stop talking about what's happening in Gaza, that's when we officially lose. At this very moment, our people are being killed, and we cannot let them distract us from our objective, spreading the word and resisting the occupation. So remember, keep talking, keep sharing. The moment you go silent is when they win.
All right, let me finally address this. I've actually already taken my Shahada a couple weeks ago. Now, before I break down and explain everything, I don't consider myself a Muslim. There is a few things in my life for the next year or two that I need to take care of first before I can take that step. Now, I only told a handful of people about this because I wanted to prove a point, because so many people out here say that Islam and Muslims are angry and mean and judgmental. And without anybody knowing, about 95% of the community was just supportive. And some of you guys may remember, but I had Jewish investors. It was a 7-figure angel investment by a group of Jewish people that wanted me to say certain things. And when I explained to them the situation and they started seeing the videos about the Quran, they got pretty angry. It's ironic that they call themselves angel investors, but there is nothing angelic about their situation. And this is how I know when I tell you guys that all these influencers that are actually making money and living good, there's an investment team behind them. What's crazy about the situation is after I started supporting Palestine, they contacted me again. They came and offered me double the money if I deleted the post and supported Israel instead. Like, they tend to forget I'm from a fucking trailer park. My morals are not for sale. What I make monthly by myself without them already makes me feel like a millionaire, even though it's nowhere close to $1 million. But that is an entirely different subject, and I'm not going to go into detail about that on this platform. But I took the Shahada because the Quran was the final missing piece. After everything I studied, there was always missing pieces. There was always gaps in the knowledge, no matter what religion I studied. But whenever I got around to studying Islam, it made everything make sense. It finally pulled everything together, pulled out all the holes, and filled the missing gaps. It was the first book that had the truth in it. But regardless of the situation, there's a couple things I need to take care of first. And on October 23rd and October 27th, Israel's got to answer to a couple jinn.